G'day everybody, Ducart here. Today's project I'm going to can some mince. What I have here is I'm going to make some broth to go into that mince. I've got some celery. What I have here is just sort of offcuts and scraps of meat from various cooking that I've put into bags and put into the freezer. Onion cut-offs, some garlic. I'm not putting that much in, but this is getting a bit old, so I'm going to use a bit of that. Lemons from the neighbour's tree. These just fall into our yard. I get them for free. Here's the mince. These are value packs of mince, and as you can see, this is beef mince regular. What that means here in Australia, it means it's got a lot of fat in it. I've got 2 of these. Gives me 4 kilos of mince. I'm going to boil these up and get all the fat out of them. So there we go. Now I've got all of that stuff into the pot. All the ingredients are in there ready to go. I've got the various leftover portions of meat. They're still frozen. I've got the garlic, I've got the celery, I've got some lemons in there, and I'm going to boil all this up and make some stock to go with the mince. And here I have this crate of sweet mustard pickles. These are expired, and if you didn't see my last video, they're all expired, and I'm going to empty these out. And here are the replacement lids that I bought online. So those are going to go into those jars. So now I'm going to get these jars all cleaned out and put them through the dishwasher, probably twice. Right, one of the problems with these jars, here's one from that I've prepared earlier, is that this is a wide mouth jar filler, and it's just too big. The mince is going to go everywhere, the stock won't go into there. So I bought this very cheap funnel here. I got 3 for about $1, I think. Now that'll fit, right? You can see that, it's about there. So what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to get mince through that little tube, is I'm going to chop that off. I'm going to cut that. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I am. And then that is how I'm going to fill the jars without getting the mince and the stock everywhere. Alrighty then. Look what I have here. A cut-off tool. It goes on my air compressor. Never been opened. I have no idea how to use it. I really don't think it is for cutting plastic. But hey, let's give it a go. Hopefully I still have all my fingers when this is done. Alright, pretty mean looking device. Never had one lesson. Wish me luck. I'll be back with the final product. That was like cutting through butter. Pretty cool. There's a little bit, not much. Yeah, can't really do it one hand. Anyway, off she comes. Now let's have a look. Perfect. Look at that. Really good. So this time I won't get crap everywhere. I'll just clean up those edges a little bit, give it a wash, and that's that problem solved. Alright, so the mince is defrosted. I've put it in here. What I'm going to do is boil it and try and boil the fat off. This pot's really not big enough, but we will see how it goes. It could possibly be a bit of an overflow disaster. However, it's the biggest one I got, and I want to do it all at once, so let's see how this turns out. Alright, still got to do these jars. Here's a quick before shot of the dishwasher. Very clean. Trust me, it ain't going to look like that in 15 minutes. Alright, here we go. Still emptying these things out. There's a big jug full of sweet mustard pickle, expired. Anyone wants this, PM me and I'll post you a bag of expired sweet mustard pickle. Here's all the jars in the dishwasher. As promised, the dishwasher is now a horrible mess. I'm going to put these through, and then I'll put them through again, and they'll be absolutely ready to use. The mince is boiled away. You can see, well, you probably can't see that. What that is on the top of that is just a very thick layer of fat. So I'm going to rinse that out, get rid of all of that fat, and that regular mince will be perfectly fine once all the fat is taken out. Now, also boiling this, a lot of the nutrients and the goodness in the meat is in the water that I'm going to tip out of there. But to me, just to try and keep that, like to keep those nutrients, and then also keep all that fat. I just don't want that fat, so I'm going to get rid of that. And that's why I've done this stock, which is simmering away back here. Whoa, that's hot. So this stock is going to replace the nutrients I pour away when I get rid of the fat out of this. I'm pretty happy with this thing. It's pretty cool. That's going to save making a huge mess. And look, I've hardly made any mess. That's where the sweet mustard pickle went in. Look, nothing. You can't. I've done great today. I really haven't made a horrible mess. Got the mince here. This is sitting here. I'm just keeping it warm. I'm going to rinse that off in a minute. And the stock here has been boiling for many hours. It's best probably to do it for many more, but this is the number of hours I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour all that stock through this strainer here and collect the stock down in this little pot here. Alrighty then. So if you read this label here, it says stainless steel stock pot. Now never let it be said that I don't follow instructions and use things for the correct purpose. As you can see here, I now have a pot of stock. You should probably really cook your stock for longer than this, but it's very brown. Smells great. Okay, next what I need to do is I'm trying to keep this mince warm, and I don't know if you can see the big layer of fat on top of it, so I'm going to rinse that off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse it, put it in the sink and rinse it through with hot water until all that fat is gone. And then as soon as that is done, I'm ready to start filling the jars. Alright, so I got this mince out. Now as I lifted it out, of course all the fat went straight back into the mince. So what I'm going to do, as burning and using it with one hand, I'm going to run this hot water through the mince, make sure all of that fat comes out. Alright, there's the mince. That's all been rinsed. Get rid of the fat. There's the stock. There's a bit of fat on the top of that stock. Vegetable fats, animal fats. You do want to guess a little bit of fat, and there'll still be some residual fat in there, but I've got rid of the majority of that fat. So jar's going there. Alright, so it's time to test this new funnel. As you can see, cut it out with the cutout tool. I think it's for cutting metal, but let's see how she works. Excellent. No mince going anywhere except in the jar. Absolutely perfect. Alright, so here we go. What I do with these is I just get a chopstick. I don't really have much other use in my life for chopsticks except for doing this. Just mash that down there. Mince does absorb a lot of liquid, so I think it might expand. I'm not going to go too close to the top. These chopsticks are great for turning it over the other way, where it's a bit thinner. Use that to get rid of the air pockets. So chopsticks are cool, you know, if you want to can stuff. Okay, so I've left about this much space with the mince. I'm pretty certain, I know it absorbs a lot of liquid. It may expand, and I really don't want to push it on the seal. I'm prepared to lose, say, a centimetre, half a centimetre, just to make sure it's going to be okay. What I have here is, I bought this online too, preserving and pickling salt. You don't have to use it, and you can also use normal table salt or not any. I prefer to use salt. I think it's better. So I just put half a teaspoon of that in there, and then I scooped some of this stock into this measuring cup so I could pour it with one hand. So pour that in there. Salt will go through. So we're about there. That's looking pretty good. You can see the air bubbles bubbling up. You've got to get all those air bubbles out. First I'll pack it down. That's looking pretty good. Now, yeah, it's really tempting to add some more mince, but I won't. I really do think it might expand. I could be completely wrong. What I'll do is add some more liquid. Now, With this, there's a lot of air pockets, so you've got to go down around these sides, get them out, and you'll see the liquid. You will see that it's working. The liquid level goes down as it rushes in to fill those air pockets. And now, if you leave the air pockets in, it's not going to cook through. It's not going to be safe. So, see, now the liquid levels come down again. I need to put more in. It's amazing how much you can cram in here. Alright, so I'm going to do all the jars like this, and back in a little bit. Bye bye. Alrighty then. So I was able to fill 6 500ml jars. There's some mince left over. It's really not enough to fill another one of those 500ml. However, I have one of these. Now, this is what it used to be. There's a Doritos, well, I don't know if it was Doritos, but this is what it used to be, salsa. So I'm thinking, well, there's no meat in that salsa. I would like salsa with meat in it. I'm going to do an experiment. Now I have in here a lid that I bought online. Fits this jar, salsa jar. So got some black pepper, Mexican chili, garlic, ground cayenne pepper, cumin seeds, dehydrated onions, potent as could be, and some tomatoes that I canned. This is my test jar, which some of it's about to get recanned. I don't know if that's good for it, but anyway, I want to add a little bit of tomato in it. So I'm going to put the mince into here. I'm going to put all those herbs and spices in there, a little bit of onion, and seal her up. And I don't know, at worse I'll have taco sauce. But I'm hoping it'll be a dip. So I'll go ahead and get that done, show you what it looks like before it goes into the canner. Alrighty then, so that's all in there. I didn't stir it around or anything. It'll agitate while it cooks. Alright, so this is the result. What we have here, we have 6 jars of mince in stock, 9 jars of stock. I'm going to put the remaining stock in there, up to that level. And we have Mr. Experiment over here, the potential dip. Maybe. Alright then, I'll get them into the canner. Hey, okay, so they're all in there. Look, the size of the canner, it's 2 layers deep. Now you'd think that I would put Mr. Dip Experiment in the middle so it could be symmetrical. Those around the outside. However, he's a smaller jar. I really don't want him in that center. He's going to get a lot more temperature there. And I don't want him to be too over processed. So I'll get the lid on the counter. Actually, I'm going to remember to oil that seal. These canners, they have no rubber seal. You need to put olive oil or similar on them. Just rub it in that seal there. I haven't done that for a month or so, so we'll get that done. And well, be back soon. Here's the steaming bit, and on goes the jiggler. Here is the jiggling bit. Alright, this is meat, so we got 75 minutes. We'll process these for, so we'll have a look when they're done. Alrighty then. So this is my loot. 6 jars of mince. I've got 9 jars of stock. Bubbling away. I'm not concerned this time that they won't pop down because they outgassed for quite a while. When I took these out of the counter, I could actually smell the mince, which means the gas is escaping the jars. I put the lids down a little bit tighter this time. Check this out. The lids are popping down. You'll be able to hear them. There you go. Look at that. Right on cue. Lids are popping down. Another successful project.